start. Or I can share. Slip strips and falls, right? So all your lighting control system itself is all tied back into this main brain. So this is the centralized location. It's going to control your time clock as well as any global commands. Throughout your building, you're going to have a handful of these. These are literally just they're called end light bridges. It's just an 8-port switch that connects 8 different rooms together or spaces. So, for instance, this space out here, open office 116 and 122, is considered one local space. It runs on its own daisy chain, tied back into one of these. All the power packs, all the switches, and all the occupancy sensors are one individual daisy chain. So there's one open port at the beginning, and at the very end, it's going to plug into one of these. The red lines, if you actually look at the prints, you'll see where it has the daisy chain in blue, and at the very end, it's going to say 2B1P2, which is referred to as bridge 1 or 2. I think there's 3 total bridges, 2 total bridges, 2 bridges in the space, and they're going to all be labeled on the prints themselves. So from that, the bridge aggregates it back, plugs it back into our Eclipse unit, which is what this is referred to. So now you can log into this one unit and see all the devices in your space. This does have a little Wi-Fi antenna, so you can connect via your laptop. The password is Eclipse1234, really easy to remember. It's available on the website too if you guys forget.
So we can change timings?
You can change all that stuff
on
your own if you want to.
Okay.
Software is freely downloadable, no license cost, nothing like that. It is completely open access to you guys. My contact information is right here inside the panel. I just put a sticker on the side. That way, if you guys ever want to know the link to the most recent software, just give me a call up, not a problem.
Okay.
Again, just bring laptop within range of that, and you'll be able to link in real quick. I don't have any scheduling in here. I didn't have any parameters as far as what you guys wanted. If you guys know what you want, I can always plug in a quick schedule real quick. But as of right now, without the prints didn't say anything, and we never heard
we just got word. What they want to do is
6:30 to 6:30.
Yeah, he said 6:30 to 7 p.m. 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Is what we're going to go with.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll have 6:30 on at 7:30. The override on command will end, and then it'll take over by the app sensors. So as long as somebody's still in space, the app sensor is going to still read them.
Can you turn it off during that time?
I can have it actually turn off itself and manually override a power off. The only downside is if somebody's sitting in the middle of the room, the lights will turn off on them. Then they'd have to get up and walk over and turn on the lights.
Okay.
So just as a heads up, that's kind of how it works.
I'm just thinking if they have a presentation or something going on, they want the lights off at 1 p.m. Can they go to the switch and turn it off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And
so the switch will turn it off. It'll close off the aux sensor.
The switch will override everything. So the aux sensors, per code, now in Ohio, their aux sensors are only there to turn lights off. They won't turn them back on.
Okay.
There's a little caveat to that. If it times out and the lights turn off, there's a 10-second window that if somebody's like, hey, and they start waving the hand to catch motion, it will turn them back on. But after that 10-second window, they have to go to the manual wall switch. So when you walk in first thing in the morning, if you're here before the lights turn on, you have to hit the on button and they'll turn on.
Okay.
So we can actually have it overriding on between 6:30 in the morning and 7 o'clock at night.
Okay. So if they are off and I enter the room from a non-switch location, I have to get to a switch location. So if I'm coming from the upstairs, I don't think there's a switch right here.
No, it's
so
over by the wall.
you have to come with the main entrances.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's how it's worked. So I will add that in there before I leave, just to make sure that it's in there for you. When you log in, it shows you what your schedules are as far as on the time block. And actually, you know what? Let me log in real quick and show you that, so you can see see how that all works out. I'm going to let this power up because it's going to take a few minutes, and then we'll do a quick tour and come back to this.
What about power outage? Will it just reset itself?
Power outages themselves, all the devices have their own programming built in. They have, I believe, a 7-year shelf life without power. So it's non-volatile memory. So as long as they're powered back on within 7 years, they'll retain the memory. So you can actually take stuff off, put it on the shelf, reinstall it later after renovation. It's still going to maintain its programming. So it shouldn't have any issues there.
Okay.
Everything does fail closed. So if you do have an emergency circuit coming through the building, even though the controls themselves are dead, the power packs themselves are going to fail in a closed position, so emergency lights will automatically come on. They're UL 924 listed, so it works out pretty well. But again, main control center, Wi-Fi access, so you don't even necessarily have to come in, open up this closet. You can just sit out on a different space and configure your pack. It is all default admin administrator admin as your password. So if you guys ever do want to change it, if you're concerned about people logging in, you're welcome to. We just leave it blank so that way you guys can always call up tech support and get logged in for it. Tech support as well. This doesn't have a sticker on it for QED tech support. Most of them ship with a sticker on it, but if you want to give me a call, I can give you a phone number for QED tech support as well. And they can also, over the phone, walk you through a lot of stuff. I would recommend going on the website for QEDbrands.com and do a schedule support request. You can literally schedule time for them to call you. You put in notes what you want to do. So I have an Anyclip system, want to put a secondary holiday schedule together, whatever. And they'll call you up. I already know expecting to talk to you about.
Okay.
Works great. Great tech support. If you want, we can do a quick tour and I can show you how each space works.
Okay.
Ready? So in each of these open office spaces, we have a graphical wall pod. They're really nice because instead of having just a bank of switches, this thing can handle up to 16 different zones as well as 16 different scenes. All your spaces are pretty straightforward, so we don't necessarily need to go to those lengths. But as of right now, we have it for your all on, all off for the entire open office area. So when you come in, you have a quick access to turning on just your space. On this side of the room, we have a west for on off, knowing that if you're coming to this side, you're probably going to want to turn off this side as well. If you hit over, there's an east side on off as well. So if you're doing presentations, you can always just kind of turn off one half of the room or another. Pretty straightforward. It's going to work like this. I think in here's the only one that you have set up as the split open offices. The one up upstairs when we go to, I'll show you how that one works as well. So for this space, you do have a physical hard button as well, so people can literally one button press all the entire space on and off, including this space in the break room. Our graphical wall pod does separate out main office separately from the break room. So that's how you can turn those on and off as well.
Is that a dimmer as well or no?
These are not dimmers.
The physical.
Physical dimmer, no. The dimming in this, I believe, was
Okay.
cut with an RFI.
It does.
But
It does
dim
the break room.
Okay.
So, that's this space. The other space is going to be identical on the other side, except for the fact that it is only a single zone. So it's going to be the other open space as well as the mezzanine is just going to have a single on.
Now the physical light, them two switches there operate these lights as well? They're
Yeah,
full
absolutely.
light in.
Yeah, so what's really nice about this is the fact that all the switches are Cat 5 devices, so they're not physically hardwired to any circuit. What we do is we actually go in and program it and say, this Cat 5 switch you need to operate this, that Cat 5 switch you need to operate for that. Theoretically, if you wanted to, you can literally tie this Cat 5 switch to turn off and on the entire building. I mean, it'd be against code because you're turning stuff on and off, but they all work as 3 or 4 or 15-way switches, however you want it to. We can program the switches, the aux sensors, and any photo cells you may have to operate either all the same things or completely different things, even though they're in the same zone.
Okay.
So, did you want to walk and see the mezzanine? Is one graphical wall pod with an on-off switch. The room itself, you'll have. It's going to act like one gigantic sensor. Okay. So they're all set to the current energy code of 30 minutes max. So they will have a 30-minute timeout. As long as any one sensor sees motion, they'll all stay on. And again, single on-off switch for the graphical wall. If you guys really feel like playing around, you can change its main screen to your company logo or do something cool with it so that way when people walk in, they know where they are. But I assume if they've made it this far into your compound, they know where they are. Exact same thing on the upstairs. If you guys want to go check out the switch up there, it's exactly the same thing. This is going to work similar to how everything on this half of the open office is going to. It's all set up as dual pole setup rooms. So you're going to have your 2x4s or 2x2s as your pole 2, and your can lights are going to be your pole 1. Since 99% of the time you're just going to walk into a room and you're going to hit the on switch, I paired everything to the top switch. So they all turn on and off the top switch. The bottom switch itself is just turning off our 2x2s or 2x4s. So if you want just the can lights to be on, you turn on the top light and then off the bottom. If you only want to turn on your 2x4s, you only hit the bottom. Okay. So it's going to be a double button press to get just the cans on, single button press to get just the 2x2s on. But most importantly, when people walk in, they're going to hit the top button instinctively, and that's going to give them your lights on all the time. Save you from having to do a dual button press. Same concept for all 3 meeting rooms. Top one, all on, all off. Bottom one is gonna be just for your 2x4s. This is gonna work out really well for doing a presentation.
Are them dimmable too in here?
They are, yeah, so you can actually hit.
Just the can lights. Yeah.
And there you go. So, the other 2 conference rooms will be set up this way as well.
Okay.
Similarly, bathrooms and your main lobby-way are standalone systems. They're gonna be set up for, I believe, 10 minutes default for the bathrooms. And those are gonna be automatic on, automatic off. So restrooms do have an exemption with the code. Again, if they turn off on somebody, if they scream hey, because they're, you know, in the middle of a stall and it just happens to be an extended visit, the lights will go ahead and turn back on for them there in that 15-second window. And then your main lobby, it's exempt as well. So again, anybody walking in and out, it's always gonna turn on.
Okay. Do we have night lights in the system anywhere?
No.
No.
No night
So-
lights.
So it's dead.
Correct.
When it's dark, it's dark?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Because we'll have guards making rounds through here. I'll have to figure out a little bit of a.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The guards, they come through every 2 hours, all the buildings.
Okay.
Even outside of your schedule, they can turn the lights on manually?
Absolutely. Manual lights are gonna work at all times. no
Yeah,
matter what.
they'll just have to learn that.
For the first year under warranty, obviously my card's in there. Go ahead and get a hold of the contractor so that way they can go ahead and get a hold of me and we'll pass it through that way. Because for that first year, we don't really want to be stepping on toes and I don't want to change something that's going to put him liable for it. So we'll just make sure the first year, contact them, contact us directly. After the first year when it's out of warranty, feel free to get a hold of us direct if you want it. If you don't feel like changing anything yourself, for a service fee, I can drive up, sit down, go through everything we need to do and program it all up.
Okay.
Even better than that, talk about it over the phone first so we have a plan when I come out. I'm out here in less time, doesn't cost as much that. It's fairly straightforward. We want to make sure that the space is what you want, how you want. With the Enlight system, it's incredibly modular. You can always add daylight harvesting down the road. You can add a bunch of different stuff, tunable white, blah, blah, blah. So just let us know if you guys ever want something different. We can always do what we can to make sure you get that.
Now manuals, are you handing them over or can we print them off?
We will turn over an O&M manual.
Full, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Biggest thing, feel free to call. Obviously, I don't charge for phone calls, so if you have questions, happy to answer. I want to make sure you guys get what you need. I usually tell people if you spend more than 10 or 15 minutes trying to figure something out, just give me a call.
Okay.
Text works as well. On occasion, I'm doing a user training startup, so I can't always answer my phone. But if I don't answer, feel free to shoot me a text and leave your stuff.
All right.